Well, you know what? It's almost tax season, and while most of us are preparing our taxes now and making appointments with our CPAs, you may have some questions about what's deductible and what's not. For instance, I know we've heard it a million times this morning. Some people have actually tried to claim a stripper pole and their underwear as tax deductions. Well, to clear that up, who would do that? Well, I don't know, but Shauna Wekherlien is a CPA who calls herself the tax goddess, and she's here to give us some ideas of some of the wacky things that people are trying to deduct and whether or not it's working.
Absolutely.
First of all, welcome to SONORAN Living Live.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, this is crazy, Shauna. Yes. What, seriously, I'm amazed at what people try to deduct.
Well, everybody wants to try and get their taxes as low as possible.
Of course.
Of course.
And who wouldn't, right?
During tax time, I always get asked, you know, what about this? What about that? And of course, some of the craziest ones you've mentioned, stripper poles, underwear, all the fun stuff.
All right, well, let's go through some of them because we were quite shocked ourselves. Babies?
Babies.
Are they deductible?
Don't we wish? I mean, other than the exemption. So no, in this specific instance, what the family had done was actually use a picture of their baby on the front of their product as marketing. So what they were asking was, I thought it was pretty smart, at least they were trying. What they were asking was, the diapers, the food, the nannies, the photography, the marketing, all of these pieces, are those deductible? Now, of course, the answer is always, it depends, all right? In this case, that baby was being used, was the marketing for the company. Now, don't drop your jaw too far.
Okay.
You're not going to get diapers and food, but the specialty clothing that the child was wearing for that marketing shoot, the photography, all of the pieces that actually went into building that media, those were all deductible.
All right, make a mental note. Okay, we've been asking and wondering all morning, are stripper poles deductible?
So the answer in the tax code is always, it depends. Of course.
It depends. I'm from the government. It depends.
Exactly. So in this case, a husband had come in and asked, he said, listen, I am really stressed out. Can I buy a stripper pole for my wife to help me relax in the evenings?
You're kidding me.
No. Now, of course, I had to try and keep a straight face just like you did. And the answer, of course, unfortunately, is no.
No.
Unless she is a professional dancer, a stripper pole is not deductible.
And that's part of her equipment.
And that's part of her equipment.
All right. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Somebody really asked you if underwear was deductible?
Absolutely.
What?
So,
why? Clean or dirty?
Clean or dirty? Well, hopefully clean. Oh my. There's a little loophole in the law that basically says any clothing that you wear that has your company logo on it is basically marketing and advertising, right?
No way.
So I had a client come in who had literally logoed every piece of his clothing. Underwear, socks, jackets, t-shirts, hat, everything.
Gives new meaning to the word walking billboard, doesn't it?
Yes. And of course the answer was, unless somebody's looking at your underwear, no.
Okay, mark that one down. All right, so somebody really tried to deduct a camel? Like a live camel?
A live camel. So this explanation was actually quite good, all right? He approached me and said, listen, I understand that the government is trying to go green. So instead of having a car, I've purchased a camel. And what I would like to do is deduct the food, the hay, the pen, you know, all of this stuff, the vet bills, everything I'm going to need for the camel, because people deduct mileage on their cars, you know, to and from jobs or work or whatever it is. No. Unfortunately, the government has not issued any specific directives to be allowed to deduct the camel. So what you're looking at is, unless you own a zoo or a petting zoo, some other purpose why you would have the camel is not deductible.
All right. Now here's a good one for you. Carrier pigeons. Seriously?
Absolutely. So this was a very interesting case. Two clients, they were partners in a business. One lived in southern Arizona, one lived in northern Arizona. They wanted to communicate with each other, but they didn't have cell phones. One of them didn't have cell phone service. So they actually trained carrier pigeons to fly between them so that they could get direct messages without having any kind of internet or telephone service. In that case, for their business, the carrier pigeons were deductible.
Okay, I was going to say I would give it to him just for creative thinking. Shauna, you are a wealth of information, so you know what? I know it's got you thinking right now. I'll tell you what, we have all of Shauna. She's the tax goddess. We have Shauna's information on our website. You were wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
great
having
stories.
me.
Will you come back sometime?
I would love to.
Let's talk more about what happened after April 15th.
My pleasure.